In Gaza, the humanitarian crisis is worsening by the hour. At least 19 people have died from starvation in just one day, and hundreds more have been killed while waiting for food aid. All of this while thousands are being threatened by the Israeli military with new forced evacuation orders in central Gaza. Well, the new order cuts through Deir al-Balah all the way to al-Mawasi. The newly designated area includes humanitarian warehouses, primary healthcare clinics, and critical water infrastructure. While the Israeli military has declared al-Mawasi a safe zone, it's regularly attacked. Thousands of leaflets were dropped over Deir al-Balah, telling people to leave immediately. The UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has condemned the evacuation threat, saying this will limit the ability of the UN and its partners to move safely and effectively within Gaza. Well, our correspondent Tareq Azzoum has this report from Deir al-Balah on what's been happening on the ground.
The Israeli military right now is trying to carry out a wider-scale incursion for the city of Deir al-Balah. We can hear the sound of gunfire and clashes between armed factions and the Israeli occupation forces, and we can see relatively that there is new displacement waves are taking place here in Deir al-Balah, where families are heading to al-Mawasi area, which also has been an active epicenter for the Israeli attacks.
And Al Jazeera's Tareq Azzoum joins us on the phone now from Deir al-Balah in central Gaza. Tareq, so new evacuation orders issued by the Israeli military for Deir al-Balah. Tell us what's happening now where you are, Tareq.
Yeah, the situation remains extremely dangerous and precarious in terms of the security condition and the deterioration of the humanitarian level as well. It has been pretty much clear that since the first moment Israel passed and released these evacuation orders, there has been further mobilization for Israeli ground forces in the eastern parts of the city of Deir al-Balah. And now we can see that the entire city is under heavy Israeli attacks. We literally did not manage to sleep at night. There has been an ongoing Israeli bombardment, multiple use of Israeli drones, fighter jets, tanks, naval gunboats continue to strike. Multiple residential areas, 3 mosques were destroyed in the city, and a number of residential houses have been completely flattened. And at the moment, as I'm talking to you, I can hear the sound of gunfires, the sound of Israeli tanks also are very close to where we are. Many residents at the moment are using donkey, drone cars, and using their own transportation in order to flee the city, moving to al-Mawasi area, which is already very crowded with civilians. But Israel is talking about a full expansion for the ground activities. It could be understood as a part of their ongoing efforts to maximize more military pressure. But at the same time, we can see on the ground families are quite exhausted. Many men are wondering how they will be able to transport their families to an area that might be relatively safe, despite the awareness that nowhere in Gaza is safe. And Israel too now is still attacking these areas, as there has been a very remarkable advancement for Israeli ground forces into the main heart-beating areas of the city. And at the moment, clashes could be quite overheard in Deir al-Balah, and families are still struggling to cope with this aggravating crisis.
Yeah, Tareq, and on top of all that gunfire, Gaza's health ministry says 19 people starved to death over the past 24 hours or so. I mean, these forced evacuation orders couldn't have come at a worse time, Tareq.
Yeah, definitely. Israel has passed this new forced displacement order in light of the ongoing famine that is massively spreading among Palestinians. Now, most of the families who are at the moment are fleeing from the residential zones. They do not have food, do not have water. They just pick up any kind of property they can find and even give them the time to grab in order to flee the area. And the situation is complicated by the high rates of cases that continue to be delivered to Gaza's hospitals, including Al-Aqsa Hospital in the city of Deir al-Balah. More people are arriving to the hospital unconscious, others unable to speak or even to act due to the prolonged period of starvation. People are financially unable to afford the basic necessities. And now with the new displacement orders, the situation is getting much more grim. Families should afford the cost of transportation. Others have been forced to travel for long distance on foot, carrying the luggage and the items in order to find a new place to settle in. And it has been a very remarkable layers and layers of complication on the ground till now. So apparently there is no any kind of let-up neither in the Israeli attacks nor in the humanitarian crisis that continues to escalate by the hour.
All right, Al Jazeera's Tareq Azzoum live there from Deir el-Balah in central Gaza. Tareq, stay safe. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.